episode of Save the Track Bike, presented by Hexagon Cycles. Yep, that's the exciting news that I teased about on Instagram. This podcast is officially sponsored by Hexagon Cycles, which is a fixed gear bike shop based out of Canada. They have a really rad frame called the Mint frame that Evelyn Sifton will be riding in Mission Crit and Red Hook soon in all of her races. And I'm going to be riding that bike soon too. So yeah, go to hexagoncycles.com, buy some stuff. They also carry Chinelli and a bunch of other really rad things. And use the code STTB to help out this podcast. And yeah, that basically lets them know that I sent you over there. This episode is with Maxime Poisson from the National Moutarde Crit in Dijon, France. We talk about how the race got started. We talk about all the details for the race coming up. The crit is on July 7th, and it's actually an Omnium, so there's a whole weekend of events and stuff, so definitely check it out. All the links to that stuff will be down in the description, so without further ado, let's just get to it.
I'm Maxime Poisson. I'm 44 years old. I live in Dijon in France, and I organize fixed gear races, especially the National Moutarde Crit. The National Moutarde Crit is a track bike criterium. It will be held this year in July 7.
So how did the crit come about?
It's a long story. Actually, in 2012, after seeing a video of Redo Crit Milano with my friends here in Dijon, our objective was to go in Milano for racing the Reduc. And few days later, during a party in a bar, we talk about this objective with this trip. After some beers, I said to the guy, "Hey, why we don't organize a criterium, a fixed gear criterium here in Dijon? I work in sport marketing, and I think my friend have the identity. They belong to the fixed gear community." So I said, "Okay, let's go. We can maybe organize a criterium." We realized our objectives. We organized the first edition of National Moutarde Crit, and we went in Milano for racing Reduc. So it was perfect.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So the first one was in 2013.
Yes.
Nice. So we're 5 years in now. What are you excited about in 2018?
Yes, this year it's the 6th edition, and to be honest, the race is growing up each year. And now I can say the National Moutarde Crit is a big race. It's a big challenge to win, and we are happy about that.
So what's the course like?
This year, I think the race will be very fast. We organize this year, the circuit will be on the airport of Dijon. So with a lot of space, and we can have a good circuit. We have also an Omnium. The Saturday we have the criterium, and the Sunday an Omnium with uphill race and 2 stages on velodrome. So our objective in Dijon is to propose to the contenders to have a very competitive race, a very fast race, but also a lot of fun and a lot of moments on the bike, also in the city, so you can come in Dijon for tourism and racing.
Who can we expect that is going to be at the race? Like, who are some of the top riders? Who are you watching out for to win?
Right now, only the Reducrit can say, okay, we have 100, 150 top riders. In Dijon, usually we have 20, 25 top riders. We have 250 riders, but from the top level, we have 25 riders usually. And this year we are expecting more riders because the race is growing up. And I'm expecting also a lot of women because I think 3 years ago we've got almost I think we've got 30 women, but last year, for example, we've got only 20. So we are very motivated to have a lot of women. And of course, lot of guys. And let's see. I hope to have around 250 or 300 riders this year.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I had Josh Tyrell on the podcast, and he was saying that your race is one of his favorites. So it sounds really cool.
Yes, but Josh came in Dijon 2 years ago. He did a really good job during the Criterium and the Omnium also. But, in Dijon, the atmosphere is very fun, is very, very cool. And for me, the most important is to see smile on the face of the riders. And I think we have that in Dijon.
Yeah, so what can people expect if they're coming out to the race for the first time? Like, what does the day look like?
Yes, first, I think the circuit will be very, very cool, very fast, but also technical, and very fun to ride. But the race in Dijon, every rider can come. If you are very competitive, you will have what you want. If you are not so competitive, but you are, for example, rider that you prefer party or you prefer have fun, and your objective is not to win, but is to participate, you can also have a challenge for you. So we have B final. We have every rider who are coming in Dijon can race a final, because last year, for example, we had a super final with 50 riders, and after we have A final and B final with 80 riders in each race. So you can race even if your level is not so high.
Why a fixed gear race? Like, what attracts you to that?
I think the fixed gear criterium looks like Formula One, for the crowd, for the sponsor, for also riders. The atmosphere is really special. There is a lot of adrenaline. I don't know if you came already in Milano, for example, but when you are going to Milano for Reducrit, you see what is so special during a fixed gear criterium, because the atmosphere is really amazing. And I think here in Dijon we try to this atmosphere with people, with the crowd. They're also between riders. We want to offer also a good moment during 2 or 3 days here in Dijon.
Yeah, I think that's a really amazing thing to do, to have that you're having the Omnium, so people have, when they go out, they're like busy the whole weekend,
Yeah, that's important, I think racing some fixed gear criterium allows some riders to go in a country in other countries to racing also, but of course, but also to meet people and to share passion, and that's really important.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. So who's helping make the race happen, like as far as sponsors and all that good stuff?
Here in Dijon, I have chance to be with a very good team of volunteers. We created the service course of Sport Unit. Sport Unit is my company. And we have a service course with a lot of young people, girls and boys, to work for the criterium, for the security, for welcome everyone. We can also we are also support by the authorities, the city of Dijon, and with a local sponsor, and of course with a lot of brands, cycling brands like Mavic, for example, or Cinelli. Last year, Mavic and Cinelli were the most important sponsor, but we can also count on other brands, cycling brands, and it's very important for us.
Is registration already open?
The race is on July 7th, so I think the registration will open to maybe at the end of May or early in June. You have to follow the Facebook page or the Instagram to know when the registration will open.
Awesome. Yeah. Why don't you shout out the website and your Instagram and all that stuff now?
Yes, it's nationalmoutardecrit.com. It's National Moutarde Crit on Facebook, on Instagram. And I think this year last year we stopped the registration with 200 guys and 50 girls, but this year we want to stop. We will accept everyone.
That's amazing. So do you have anything else you want to say before we head out?
No, I would like to say good luck for every riders for this season. I think everybody is very excited by the new season, and come in Dijon for racing and have fun with your team and your friends.
I agree 100%. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you, Joshua, and see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. All right, that does it for another episode of Save the Track Bike. Thank you so much for tuning in. Find us on Instagram at Save the Track Bike, SaveTheTrackBike.com. Visit our sponsors at HexagonCycles.com. And visit our friends at FixGearCrit.com for all of your fixed gear news. And when you buy something at Hexagon, make sure you use the code STTB. The music is from Vitamin Pets. It's called Slag Girl. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.